Hi, just going to go through some basic steps with the Blackboard text editor or content editor, if you will. And what I'm showing here is actually in the discussion board area, but this text editor is also, it's the same throughout Blackboard. So for instructors, you'll see this in your weekly content areas and your other areas where you would be entering content, and students, again, this is what it looks like when you are entering text for replying or posting in a discussion board. So anyway, let's just jump in here. The first thing I want to show is sort of what happens with paragraph breaks and line breaks, because by default the editor does sort of skip a line between lines of text if you just hit the standard enter or return key on your keyboard. So I'm going to enter some text here. Now you'll notice I'm going to hit enter right now, just or return depending on what machine you're using. So then notice there's the standard break that you get in the Blackboard editor when hitting the enter key. So now I'm just going to get rid of that. Let's look what happens now when I hold down shift while hitting enter. So notice that we don't have that extra sort of line of space between. That's sort of the trick if you don't want your paragraphs spaced that way. If you're just wanting to move to the next line without that extra space, that's how you do it. Just hold down shift with enter. So let's look at how we can insert a hyperlink into our text editor here in Blackboard. So first of all, I'm just going to enter some text. So we got some text. Now what I'm going to do, I want to use just the word link. That's going to end up being the word that people can click on to link out to somewhere else on the web. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to keep that highlighted. Once I have that word, or if you want to choose more than one word, you can do that too. I'm just going to use the word link, and I'm going to select my hyperlink icon here in the toolbar, right there, where it says insert edit link. So I'll click on that. So notice this new window comes up. So notice it's asking for a link path. So this is going to be the URL that you want to link to. So I'm going to go over and find mine to this other window. So I found my URL there. It's in my browser address bar. I'm going to copy that. So copy it and then go back over. And I'm going to paste it in here now to the link path. Just like that. So we have our URL ready to go, and what I like to do too for this target, I like to use this open in new window, and so what it does, it creates a new browser window for them, and then they can just, without having to navigate back to where they were. After we have that set, we want to go ahead and click on insert, and there we go. So notice that our link is identified there in our text. It was converted to a blue color, and then it has the underline, so that tells you that it worked. And you'll also want to test that too, just to make sure it takes you where it's supposed to go. So let's take a look at how we insert an image into the Blackboard text editor. So it's fairly easy. What I want to do first is select this insert edit image icon in the toolbar. I'll click on that. So what comes up here then is this this new window where we're going to go ahead and put in our image information. So there's really two ways you can do this. If you have a URL, some web location where your image is, you can enter that in this field. But more typically, this is going to be an image you have saved somewhere on your machine, or maybe on a hard drive. So in that case, we go ahead and choose the Browse My Computer option there. And so I'm going to find so it's the sunset image, which is a PNG, which basically the two file types you'll be using for images are going to be JPEG, which is JPG, or the PNG image type. And I'm going to go ahead and select that. And so notice what happens after I selected it. It autofills the image URL field, and it also shows my sort of a preview of the image I selected. Also here, if you wanted to, you could make some settings. You could change the dimensions if you wanted to. You could do some alignment and things that way. But for now, I think my image is fine. I'm going to go ahead and click on our Insert button. And you can go ahead and ignore this without the description. And there we are. Our image has been inserted into the editor, as you can see there. And if you want to go back in after you've inserted the image to change something with it, just go ahead and click right on the image. Go back, and there's our interface again. And if we wanted to edit this, just go into the appearance and make any changes that you would like. Let's take a look at how we would embed a video into the Blackboard text editor. So here we are in our blank editor, and what I'm going to do first, I'm going to go to where my video is already. I've selected the video, and I know what I want to do with it. So I'm going to go over there and get that video. And I'm in YouTube now, and I've selected my video. And after you find your video, and there's a share option, so you want to click on the share, and then you choose the embed function. And so here I am after selecting embed, and so it gives you this code here, which looks like a lot of sort of strange language and whatnot, but that's okay. We're going to just copy all that, starting with frame and ending with frame. So we got that copied. We're going to go ahead and then we'll go back over into Blackboard, back into our editor here. Let's we'll click on this HTML, and don't worry if you're not familiar with HTML or haven't really done any coding. Don't be alarmed. So we're going to click in there. Notice this this new window comes up, and all we're going to do is paste over what we copied from YouTube. So there's that embed code from YouTube, and then we want to click on this update button down in the bottom right. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. So we updated there, and all you'll see is this sort of big yellow box, and you might sort of at first think, well, that's not right, and it doesn't really look right, but it is right. So you did it right. You'll click on your submit button down at the bottom of your page, and so we submitted, and we're going to go in and look at our post. Let's take a look at how we can paste something in, some text in from an outside source, like a Word document or maybe a PDF, and sort of look at what can happen with that and how you can correct things that you paste in. And I have some text on a Word doc that I want to bring in here for my discussion board post. So I'm going to go over to my Word document, and I have this line of text that I want to use. So I'm going to copy that and then jump back into text editor, and I'm going to paste it over. Okay, so you notice, it retains all the styling and formatting from Word. So the best and easiest way to sort of take care of that here in this text editor is to highlight the text that you just brought over, and then go up to this little icon here on the top. It's the remove formatting icon, and notice when I click on that, there we go. It takes you back to the default text editor format, and you're good to go. So then you don't have to worry about, especially if you'd already sort of entered some text in your post in this text editor, and then somewhere in there you wanted to paste in something from a Word document, and you get these sections of text that are unequal with weird formatting throughout. You can just even it all out by using that remove formatting option. That's about it. Yeah, thanks for watching.